Concert Crew Podcast, we back again.
Yes, sir.
Yo, this is the 250th episode right here, man. 250. Let's go.
Man. 250.
250, man.
A lot of people ain't doing that.
250 episodes. That's a big deal, fellas. Like, that's a real big deal, man.
Like Pito says, either half or a quarter. You feel me? I'm going to take a quarter in this instance, Pito.
You got to put that on the T-shirt. Half or a quarter.
250, man. That's deserving of a celebration right there,
absolutely,
man.
Absolutely.
That's a big deal. And there's so many podcast shows that came and went locally or even big name shows. And like, man, to be here at 250, to have people that's want to hear us, man, that's asking about the next episodes, like, that's a big deal, man.
And it's not easy.
Trust me, it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
We go through a lot to try to make it happen, to make these episodes happen.
Absolutely.
A lot of mood swings.
Everybody different schedules.
A lot of
scheduling on time.
You know what I'm saying? Babies, COVID.
Yeah, man.
Like, just, mental health days or mental health months.
Birthday parties, vacations,
women, everything. We've been making this thing happen, man. Making it happen.
Absolutely, man. For the people. The people want it.
Consistently.
We're going to give it to you, man. But the Concert Crew Podcast, man, recorded its first episode on January 29th, 2017.
Yeah.
Really?
2017.
Yeah.
January 29th. The concept came about from, we like, some people like do stuff for shows and stuff, but this is stuff that we did already. Like, so we went to concerts, we went to shows and stuff, and we had these great conversations no matter where we was at. We was traveling or at the concert. We would have these great hip-hop conversations, and I was just like, man, yo, this has to be documented. Like, we got to start documenting these things. And that's how the whole concept of the Concert Crew came about, man. Just great hip-hop conversations that we were already having. And I was like, yo, let's record this, man.
Bottle it up.
let's record this, man.
Yeah, and not only that though. Like, we was already having these, like hip hop conversational wars before the thought of even doing the podcast.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like your relationship with Sean before, my relationship with him off the podcast. I'm pretty sure y'all had, hip hop conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Your relationship with Pito, my relationship with you and Tez, outside of podcast, before the podcast, talking about whether it was music, fashion, sports. You know what I'm saying? That become high debate arguments at the time. So
absolutely.
So for us to get it on wax and be holding it down for 250 episodes, it's dope. It's a real big deal.
Man. It's a big deal. And now I know everybody didn't start on the podcast at the same time, but think about your first time recording. Think about what you remember about that. I know only me, Sean, and Pito was there on the very first episode that's here. But like, what do y'all remember about y'all first episode y'all recorded?
I think it was just unorganized experiment.
It was dry.
It was all
no lotion.
It was super unorganized. It
sounded bad.
It was a million wires on the table. Pito, at this point, I was just trying to like be able to record. When he said we trying to figure out how to make it record. By the time Pito said record, I'm like, oh, it's recorded.
Yeah.
It sounded terrible. One volume was super high, one volume was super low. It was terrible. People were making noises in the mics.
Doing this on the table.
Breathing.
Everything that we tell you don't do, we did. Like, it was bad. But we were just happy to record. It was just happy to be like, it's Peter, like, it's recorded. Oh, word? Let's record, man. And then from there, we just got better and we just kind of.
It was in the basement?
Worked. It was in my basement, man. My basement. It wasn't pretty. Unfinished basement. You know what I'm saying? We was just in a dungeon, man, recording, man.
That was the first look, huh?
It was the first look for a minute, man. That was the spot.
The heater and AC
they would go on and off.
You hear it in the back.
My kids might run through real quick, Dad, dinner's ready, something like it was. It was
Baby's crying.
But yo, man, that was the first episode. What do y'all remember about y'all first episodes, man?
I would say my first episode was I think y'all was out the barbershop then.
Barbershop,
and I think it came from me watching the previous
You started trolling.
and some absurd shit was being said. So I was like, yo, man, what the fuck is going on? So I started texting you.
During the episode.
I just started texting, joking like, "What is he talking about?" and then that's when I came on, man. And then it was like a chemistry, and it was a great conversation. Then I came on again. Then I kept coming on after that. Then it became crew after that, and everything. The rest is history. But it was a real good episode, and we really talked about. I forgot what we talked about.
I think we were talking about hip hop groups that episode. I think it was like the best hip hop groups.
Yeah,
of all time
it might have been hip hop groups.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
And then when we went to my top 5, it started a whole probably like a half hour, 45-minute worth of content with debating.
Yeah, it was definitely the heavy debate.
Yeah, it was.
We were talking about hip hop groups. I'm pretty sure we were talking about hip hop. Hip hop groups.
Yeah, so it was a good situation.
My first time, it was only fitting that it had to be big. It was a big episode.
I remember that.
At the barbershop on 40.
Yeah. Sweet 410, man.
Yeah. It was a lot of people there that episode.
A whole bunch of people that day. Huh?
Yeah.
302. Sweet 302.
No. His episode
It was Sweet 302.
No, it wasn't 410.
Yeah. You're right.
It was the one that it was the next to the car dealership. Rent a car.
No. His episode that was Sweet 302.
Yeah,
that was Sweet 302.
Yeah. So it was about big. That was a long journey. I still got Yosh was there, Trap was there.
Yeah, we had
Jeremiah was there.
Yeah, we had you had Biggie action figures that day.
Biggie shirt wars.
Yeah, it was everybody had Biggie stuff
everybody
on.
had Biggie apparel on.
We had like 8 people.
That was a real good episode too.
That
was a fun episode.
That was a real celebration.
Yeah,
it
was
real celebration.
Yeah, and it was like because that's what like that. I think that day was a unit. It was something special about that day because it was all of us that used to hang with each other, and then the new parts or the new additions being around each other, and that was a real good episode. Yeah. I'll never forget.
If you think about it, like everybody I guess Hook wasn't there, so I was gonna say everybody that was a part of the show.
Yeah.
At one point was there, but
yeah, everybody was there, man. Shout out to Ian Black, Jeremiah. I think your friend was there too. Your man with the beard. Was he there for that Biggie episode?
I don't think he was there for
There
that.
was another cat there, though. But I don't remember.
Your other man came
Justin.
for the other episode with Freaks, the dude that said like dog pound in his top 5. That was super controversial in the top 5.
Top 5 controversy of all time.
So he said his favorite
I thought he was
group of
from
all
West
time.
Coast.
I said, oh man, yeah, he got a lot.
I'm like, yo, these dudes looking
Where
at
you
me like
find
I'm
that
crazy. Like, yo.
Where you find this guy at, Sean? Nah, man. But from the first moment we recorded the first episode, man, it was like, yo, I knew it could go somewhere. I never envisioned it on being a local thing from the beginning, man. Always envisioned us going to a next level, man, and doing big things, man. But it's also this year, things been going by so fast. We didn't even celebrate our 5-year anniversary would have been in January. 5 years of the podcast, man. It's our 250th episode, and we also just passed our 5-year anniversary, man. 5 years. What do y'all think about that?
It was a grind, man. It was a grind. Y'all know we go through. Let's not act like with this shit.
They don't know.
They don't know. But
man.
you know, like you gotta. That's what makes them love us even more because you gotta realize like we've been through a lot, like making this joint happen. You know what I'm saying? And being consistent, man, is key. And it took a lot of arguments, a lot of more good days than bad. Is what I'm gonna say. A lot of arguments though. A lot of paragraphs in the chat. A lot of not responding.
On and off camera.
A lot of a lot of attacks. Shit is crazy, man. It's been a lot of sidebarring, a lot of facial expressions and shit.
A lot of
this
jokes.
Shit is a whole lot. A lot of absences.
A lot of memes.
Yeah, a lot of memes. Shit is like crazy, man. And for us to still be here and rocking and rolling, it's a beautiful thing, man. And more like on some real shit for those who've been supporting
Absolutely.
since day one and
It's a lot of
still, you know,
supporters, man.
rocking out with us. That's dope.
Yo, you know, we actually got people, like several people, which still mind blowing to me. We got several people out of the country that actually listen to this podcast, listen and watch this podcast.
Yeah.
Like other countries, like Russia, London.
Russia.
Like that is crazy to me. Like, yo, you watching, you sitting around either listeting or watching some
Yeah.
kids from Delaware. Like, it's crazy.
Man, so I don't like them Putin jokes, huh?
That's the way.
But it's like really like people from all over the country, man. That's crazy. So personally, what does 250 episodes, like what does that 250 episodes, what does that mean to you personally?
I think it shows persistence. Just keeping at it. Love hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And just good conversations. Just having fun with the fellas.
The push through, man. I mean, whatever adversity comes up, you're still pushing through. Like that's the hard thing, man. Just to continue to go. Like, I mean, everybody's not gonna be on the same page at all times. It's not gonna happen. There's too many people involved. So, I mean, for you to continue pushing at that point to get to this number is, I mean, that just shows a lot of that has to do with the high power as well. Like it's definitely just not. It's just
First
not
and
us.
foremost.
Absolutely at the top.
No
Absolutely,
ball.
man. I hear
Definitely at the top of the list.
one thing I hear from a lot of people that I have to agree with is like, man, y'all are consistent, man. Y'all are consistent, and I would have to agree, man. Consistency is key. And like Freak said, it's not an easy thing, man. It's not an easy thing to be consistent. Like the way we were putting out episodes in the first 2 years is not the way we put out episodes now. But we're still consistent where it's not going to be a long gap. You know, our families then grew. We got even more responsibilities. But we're not going to waste too much time before we keep on giving new product out to the people. Like some people be hitting me like, yo, man, y'all gotta talk about such and such. I'm like, yo, it's coming. Like we on it. Like, yo, I ain't hear y'all review such and such album. I'm like, yo, we got you, man. We got you. Relax. You know, we coming with it. So, you know, just believe we there and just, man, sacrifice, man. We all got kids now. We all got families. We all got responsibilities. We all got obligations. Yeah. So everybody has to sacrifice a little for this thing to come together. Sometimes people is away for family reasons. Sometimes people is away on vacation. But we find a way to put episodes together. And if somebody's not here, we got friends of the show, you know, our diehards that y'all probably used to seeing all the time now that come in, step up, always do a good job. They like extended family, man. So they not even guests no more. They just
coming
family.
in. Yeah.
So we keep it moving, man, and we just giving out a lot of dope content and just hard work, man. It's hard work. Sometimes it's times where we did like 3 episodes, 2 intros, and like 4 or 5 hour span. We might get something to eat and just knock it out like on a day, on a Saturday, or it's been times we did like 3 episodes straight, 2 interludes on like a Saturday that lasted like 4 to 5 hours, several times. So
it's been a lot. It's been a lot, man.
Shit has definitely
like
worked.
you said, like families, you know, people with situations and things going on. Like it's big, man. But I'm gonna say the one thing for me was like I really grew to love it. You know what I'm saying? Like I really love doing the podcast. You know, like it may come or we may have to record on days that is messing up, you know, things that I may have to do or pushing things back or whatever the case may be. But I know that once this machine turn on, we start moving, man. This when I light up inside, I'm ready to go. Like I'm always interested. Big some episodes I wasn't interested in or I didn't really have too much intel or detail, but one of us carried it or stepped up. It's just, it's a long process, man. It's not easy, as you said. Podcasts came and went, and I just think more of anything, the love carries me every episode, and then this be my chance to hang out with y'all. You know, like because you know we all don't get a chance to really hang out like we used to or whatever. So it be the moments. You
But
know
this
what
is
I'm
also
saying?
like a form of hanging out. Like
Yeah.
it's like our like, you know,
Absolutely.
some people might go to the bar, some people might go to the club. This is also like a getaway spot. We talking about you know, we talking about
like
stuff
barbershop
that we,
shit.
Yeah, we talking about stuff that we love. Like this ain't like
Yeah.
this is like somebody forced to. We talking about, you know, we all got our favorites and we got our, you know, our dislike stuff we like. But overall, this is stuff that we talk about anyway when
Yep.
we're away from the podcast. So we just sharing it with the people pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. And more than anything is, you know, certain things be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Certain things that we do be consistent, and it's just a great avenue for me, man. For me to, it's like my therapy. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll also be wanting to talk shit to y'all, so it be what it
that
be.
you do. And that you do.
You know what I'm saying?
So what about the Concert Crew podcast you think that you know, is different from others, man? It separates itself.
I think it separates because like we have no ties to any music industry. We don't have no famous cousins or anybody that's in the game. We just coming from as the listener's perspective of fans of hip hop. So we're
Yeah.
looking at it as from the outside in. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we get real opinions, real reviews, real, you know, views of the music.
I agree, man. We doing this, like I said, we were doing this before the podcast. I mean, but so that also makes it different. Like this is stuff these are normal conversations. It's not like people was like, yo, we want to force y'all to talk about this stuff. Like this is stuff that we normally talk about. But also, man, like listen closely to our topic episodes. Like this is like
what I was about to
we
say.
students of the game. Like this is like knowledge. This ain't like stuff. And if we didn't know a lot about something or didn't know all of it, we'll go find out. Like we like literally students of the game, man. So
Whether if we wait to the next episode in the intro, somebody bring it up. For real.
because people call us out too. People be honest, man. So if we give wrong information, they definitely calling us out on social media and stuff. So we students of the game. We're students of the game. Like Sean said, we had no connections. We had no affiliations. Everybody that we met and became cool with was along this journey of the podcast. In the beginning, we didn't know nobody. We was just kids from Delaware, man.
Yeah, and the guests that we had on was either real fans of hip hop or really dug us or really, you know, really watched our episodes as well, and you know, and really had a good, you know, a good vibe with the, you know, the product we was putting out. Because a lot of people really didn't. We didn't even reach out to them. They reached out to us.
And
you
they
know,
seen the
just off
vision.
Apple, album reviews and things of that nature, or, you know, so. It's,
But I tell you one thing though, almost every time we get in a room with somebody that, you know, is either famous or, you know, they're doing their thing in the music industry or whatever, like we always get good vibes from them. Like they always like us, like always. Like almost, I can't really think of a time where we got in the room with somebody or we interviewed somebody or we was around them and they wasn't feeling us. Like they always seem to like us. Whether we ended up actually doing a podcast episode with them or not, it was like always good vibes all the time.
yeah, Peter talks more when we got a live guest.
Absolutely he does. Sometimes I don't know who he is. I'm like, who is this guy?
Out of body
Like,
experience.
He just wants to talk all of a sudden.
Well, I think also too because we know our shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we know, you know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
know what we talking about. It's not like we just winging it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and I think they like that too because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, these dudes, they ain't just interviewing me
Yeah.
because it's, you know, I'm popular or
They
whatever. Like
really
they really
fans,
know,
yeah.
they really like fans or they really
Yeah.
know my music.
Kind of music,
so,
yeah.
But then also, I think too, what's dope about us is we're pretty honest. Like I'm a diehard Wu-Tang fan, and if they come out with some bullshit, I'm gonna say it. Like it was whack. You know what I'm saying? Like we just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like we just keep it real. You know?
I don't know. Not all time, Sean.
Nah.
You gave 25th Disciple, you know. You
25th
I see your notes. You got that in your notes, Carl.
On March 30th, 2002.
Hey, I definitely keep receipts. I definitely keep receipts of everything, man. Let's go back down memory lane, man. Favorite memories from the podcast. Some stuff that pops in your head.
I'm gonna say Virginia.
It has to be it. That was a day.
That was
it
a
was dope.
great. That was a tiring
day.
day, but very fun,
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna say Virginia, man. I think that, when we
And
made that
let them know
move.
what Virginia was who might have missed that or came on late.
That
Let them know
move.
what Virginia was who might have missed that or came on late.
Virginia was a day when day filled with impact and guests, and it all came. The whole history. You want the whole
I
history?
mean,
about
some people may not know what Virginia is. So what do we do in that Virginia Day for those who know?
For Virginia Day, we recorded three to four people.
And nah, fuck recording. We drove.
We
dog.
drove.
Like, yeah, we left here. Like,
First and foremost,
we had to get
drove
there,
to
dog.
Virginia.
It wasn't no-
To my man Cargill. Shout out to my man Cargill.
Shout
His
out to
store,
Cargill.
Lake Fashions. We went to his store. He was having a re-grand opening because he had shut down, giving away free food and all that. So we interviewed him. Then we interviewed Young Money Yawn. Then we interviewed Boogie. Then
4
we
episodes.
went to Bink Crib and interviewed him
In his studio in
in
house.
his studio in his house.
And that wasn't even planned, man.
And that wasn't even planned.
Shout out to Boogie. Boogie lined that up.
Yep.
Boogie lined that up, and
Yeah.
we just went there spontaneously. Boogie, Bink just finished working out. He had like his workout.
Yeah, he had his workout gear on.
He just finished working out, man.
Went to his crib.
You go sit in the truck, smoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did the interview, and I was tired. I'm like, whoa, it was a long day. It was hot that day. I
Yeah.
was tired, but I'm like, I'm thinking Boogie like, we're gonna line up the interview for a later day. He like, nah, Bink said come now. All right, we can't pass that up.
Yeah.
so
We was like, fuck it.
And we killed it too. It was just
Yeah.
on the fly.
It was
like,
spontaneous.
That was like a replacement interview, right? Bink.
we was
Well,
gonna
hell
do
of a-
knots. We was gonna
Yeah.
do knots
Yeah.
originally in Knots Studio.
Yeah.
So we just thought we had the 3, and we was gonna do knots later. And then he was like, Bink said, come on right now. And I'm like, we can't
Ain't got
pass
no
Bink
choice,
up,
yeah.
man. So we went there, and it was a dope experience. We actually in his studio amongst his equipment that he makes beats with, and we just interviewing spontaneous. It wasn't even really a thought. We just having a good
Hell of a day.
conversation, man.
And no disrespect to nobody, but that's how you know people are watching this, because all these people that have little podcasts or managers or A&Rs or whatever the case may be, they started listening to certain people that we was pushing throughout the podcast, like Young Money
A
Yawn.
lot of people said they heard
I
about
can
Young
name
Money
somebody in
Yawn through it.
particular. They really didn't know about Yawn like that until our episode. You know what I'm saying?
I know
And they got their
several people.
own situation. And, they ran into us on, through the search, because all that shit pops up on the search.
You got
So they
Bink-
run through it.
Bink
Yeah.
Bink on the phone. That was a lot of people said they learned about Young Money, and Young Money Yawn really impressed me, man. I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting it. He came in there, he looked real to himself. Honestly, I thought he was drugged up or something. I didn't know what was going on with him. But as soon as we started recording, it's like he just clicked, and it was
over.
He just bodied
It was
the
over.
interview,
No, that was
man.
just his demeanor, man. He wasn't just talking just to talk.
No,
so
yeah. He was
so he
giving
wasn't
jewels.
drugged up or
and,
nothing. He was
and,
just
and it's crazy
was
because
giving jewels.
it's crazy that you said that, Tez, because like a lot of shit that he talked about in that interview,
He did
that shit going on right now.
Yeah.
He actually did it. You know what I'm
did.
saying? And like to see his elevation, it was crazy, man.
Somebody
Real-
asked
real
Pusha T.
shit.
Somebody asked Pusha T. They asked Pusha T recently in an interview, is Young Money Yawn signed to you? He said, nah, Young Money Yawn ain't signed to me. He said, Young Money Yawn make too much money to be signed to me. that's just my guy. Like, but he make too much money. I ain't signed. I can't sign him. He good. So man, he doing his thing. He got. I think got like a barbershop. He got businesses. He doing houses. He's saying he getting around the music, but he doing so much stuff he can't even get around to the music
To
right
the
away.
music, yeah.
He doing his thing. But then Bank unfiltered. He gonna tell you how he feel. That was a dope experience, man. Dope ride, dope experience. That was a great time, man.
I got 2 things about Virginia. I think one, when we went to go see Bink, I feel like we rejuvenated him. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he was kind of just chilling in the side,
Yeah,
just making
yeah.
music, and then we was like, "Yo, you that guy? You made this, you made that," and I feel like
Yeah, a lot of stuff I didn't know he made until he started
So
naming
then,
it. And Ted
then-
starts searching it on his phone.
yeah,
and
so
bringing
then,
it up.
So then, since then, I'm like, damn, he's like really out in the music again. I feel like he's just almost like a rebirth. I mean, not to say we
Oh,
had.
he killing them this
Yeah, he's
last.
killing
He
them
was
now.
chilling for a minute, but this
Yeah.
last year and a half, he has been super active on a lot of big projects. And he said he wasn't just going to produce on anything, so he waited his turn. and
Yeah.
like
And-
he doing his thing,
And
man.
not that we asked for any of it. Them guys repost
Yeah, off the
and
strength.
things of that nature of our interviews and the people that they may have been mentioning and reposted it. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, Bink was talking about the top producers, people he's been around. D. Angeletti showed love and reposted the interview with Bink speaking about him. Like all that stuff is love. You know what I'm saying? Off the
Yeah.
strength. Like we ain't like you said, we don't know nobody in the industry. Like we doing this shit off the love of the fact that we love music.
No, absolutely.
You know
and
what I'm
that,
saying?
and that
fuck
is,
with each other.
for the record, it was two people, are both memories. It's two people that actually invited us that didn't know us from a can of paint, didn't know us from nowhere, no connect. They actually invited us in their houses to do interviews. One was Bank to his studio,
Yeah.
and the other was Chi
Ali.
Ali in his
Chi Ali.
crib.
But shout
In
out
his
to
crib.
Boogie though. Boogie made that.
Boogie, man, absolutely.
Boogie, that's my
Boogie
guy.
the plug, man. That's my people. We
that's-
gotta get him back on here
Boogie,
ASAP,
Boogie's
man.
family, first of all, but Boogie set up the whole bank thing. But Boogie he rides with us, man. He's a true supporter. He said, "Yo, we go to Virginia, we good, man."
I guarantee you, we happen to go to Virginia to record some within the next week, and he happened to be there. We will have 3 to 4 interviews off the strength of him.
Yeah.
Period. You know, just like people that fuck with him and know that his word is golden. That's somebody who word is golden. That's
Yeah.
what you put Boogie picture there. Somebody word that's golden because it starts from with us and from the people that he messed with. Because them people wouldn't have sat down with us if they didn't know that Boogie word was golden. That's
Absolutely,
real rap.
man. And Boogie,
And on
good
top of that,
peoples,
like
man.
he ain't asking for nothing in return. He just
Nothing.
just
Nothing.
love.
And then Chi Ali, man, we ride into the DC area. I'm like, at first we was supposed to meet somewhere else. He was like, yo, just come to my crib. I'm like, what? So like, we came to his crib. I mean, his family there. Like, we in his crib. I'm like, wow. Like, he really invited us to his crib. Like, we don't know him from nowhere. Like, so that's a big deal, man. Somebody inviting you in their home, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then actually after the interview, he wants to go somewhere else with him, but we
Yeah.
had to go back up.
Yeah, he was
Well,
good. He was
yeah,
very good
real
people.
good
His
people.
family was cool. Like, you know, we all know Chi Ali been through a hell of a life, different circumstances, different obstacles he had to go through. But it was all love, man. He treated us with love. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, his family
Yeah.
was friendly. Like, that was a dope experience, man.
Kids was there. Dope.
Yeah, but I can't go forward without acknowledging a big
It was
big
snowing
big,
that day too, wasn't it? When we rode down there, it was snowing. I want to say.
snowing.
Wasn't it?
Nah, it
it
wasn't
was
snowing.
snowing.
No, it wasn't snowing. It
It
wasn't.
wasn't?
Nah, it was
Alright.
clear. It was clear that day. I can remember. But I can't go on without acknowledging, man, Glenn Sunfay, man, rest in
Oh,
peace.
absolutely.
Man,
Yes,
we
yes.
lost him to cancer. Has it been 2 years now? Or
Yeah.
it's been 2 years.
Man.
He's I gotta give him all the flowers. I gave him flowers while he was here, but he's gone sadly. But he was a big part of us branching outside of Delaware. He really is the reason how we begin to really branch
Connect,
outside
yeah.
and connect with people outside of Delaware, man. He lined up spots for us in New York.
The evil
beast.
genius, man.
We revived his studio, man. His
Yeah.
studio was like filled with all of this stuff. And we was like, we went to his studio and there was so much stuff in there. We was like,
Man,
I
we
think
gotta
it was
clean it
Sean.
up.
I think it was Sean. I was like, man, we just gonna record outside. Sean was like, nah, man, I think we should record
Yeah.
inside.
We gonna do it on the
So we
pool table.
removed everything out of this studio, pretty much cleaned it out to record, and it was the best decision because the sound quality there was some of the best sound quality that we ever had on this podcast, man. Yo, man, Glenn was a stand-up guy. He loved us, man. He lined us up whether we
Yeah,
and we was
man.
re- and we
It's
was
getting
re-
emotional.
Yeah, if we was recording in Brooklyn, he found a spot for us to record in Brooklyn. In Queens, he had a spot for us. He would text me while we recording, like, yo, such and such is on the way. Like, this dude,
Y'all good?
he was, man, we could call Glenn in the middle of the night at like 10, 11
Here,
o'clock.
wait,
We
here,
had-
answer the phone.
we had a technical
Do-rag
problem.
on. We got technical difficulties, dog.
Get your man
It's 11
Pito.
o'clock, 11:30. He's in
Yo,
his bed.
I'm like, is he sleep with a
He's up.
New York fitted in a do rag? That's when he go to sleep, man. He'll answer the
Yo,
phone.
but he might just have the do-rag on when you call him with his tank top on, chilling. What's happening? Yo, hit this. Boom, boom, boom.
smiling.
Evil genius,
and
man.
get us back up, man.
Word,
Yo,
man.
Glenn was a real one,
Shout out
man.
to his sister, too.
Man.
Huh?
That's just
Said,
Glennis.
Sent
Glenn-
chills through
shout
my
out
body,
to his
man.
sister
Yeah.
Glennis, man. She always welcomes us. Every time we came to the studio, she always welcomed us. She started making us food and cookies, and y'all want tea. Like
The relationships that was built just off Glenn though. We got what's my boy name?
which one?
He got all the stuff going on. He came on there. The African name.
Petty.
Petty. My boy Petty. Then we got homegirl with the
Puzzles.
The puzzles. Dope.
Yeah.
Dope soul.
Brooklyn Connect.
And she let us
Puzzles. She let us use her establishment.
establishment for the.
Yeah, like yo,
Yeah,
man,
man.
that was
Glenn-
just off the strength of
Glenn was, and we met Glenn through Pito. Him and Pito had a relationship. That's how we originally met Glenn. And Pito, how did you originally meet Glenn?
My mom had a second job at TJ Maxx,
Wow,
and Glenn was the security.
wow.
And she told me, yeah, he does music. So I walked up there I drove up there. While I was walking in the parking lot, I see this dude run out of TJ Maxx, and Glenn chased him in the parking lot and tackled him. Dove and tackled him. It carried this kid back to the store.
Oh man, Glenn died hard.
And then I go inside, and he said he made me wait for about an hour. He had the police came or did whatever they did with him, and then that's when I met him.
Loss prevention.
Wow.
Yeah, he tackled this kid.
Glenn actually he came to my crib down in my basement for one of the earlier
Oh, yeah,
episodes. He
he
came
was
down
there.
in my base. But this dude worked with Rev Run. Him and Pito was on a production team for the Lost Boys back in the day, but he worked with Rev Run. He worked with so many people. He helped us get
he
our
worked at Def Jam.
He worked at Def Jam. He helped us get our sound, make our sound quality better. He edited a couple episodes. Anytime we had technical difficulty, we had like a little inside joke, like, yo, call Glenn, man. Call Glenn. Because
Yeah.
Pito would try to figure it out on his own. After a while, we'd be like, yo, man, call
Just
Glenn,
call
man.
Hit
But
that emergency button.
rest in peace to
Call
Glenn, man. That one hurt. This dude was a big supporter of the podcast, man. He loved us, man. And we love Glenn, man. That one hurt, man. I grew to love Glenn, man. It was a lot in Glenn, a lot of similarities I seen between him and myself, and he just took me in like a little brother, and it was just always love with this podcast. Any way he could help us, anybody he could reach out to. If we needed something in New York and we were trying to set up something, we needed a place to record. And he was in Florida at that time. He will always go out his way to line it up, man. Like, I'm thinking about now the whole SOBs event. Remember that?
Yeah, that was
SOBs
Glenn.
event was crazy.
That was Glenn.
That was all
Look
Glenn.
at all the relationships we made. In
That
there,
was
man.
all Glenn's
That's
doing,
crazy.
man. Shout out Bakeman Global, Buddy. What's the girl name? You know.
Cali.
Yeah, like Cali Love. Like
Cali Love.
We met a lot of dope people,
Yeah.
man. Shout out to Tilsa, man, another person that we met through
Mm-hmm.
Glenn that shows us a lot of love. Like, wow, the SOBs was a crazy event too. Like, it was just we was
Yeah.
meeting people nonstop. That was crazy too, man. Another trip that we went on that we met some dope people, man. But any other memories?
stories.
We got a lot of memories, man.
I think for me, when we had Trife on,
that was
Glenn's
That was
studio.
at. That was up
that was
there.
at Glenn's
Glenn,
studio.
yeah. That was like our
Tripe
first
was our first, like
major
really, like
industry
guest
guy.
that was really in the industry.
Yeah, that was our first artist that we
Yeah.
interviewed that was like outside of Delaware. That was really like a recording artist with credible,
Yeah.
Features.
yeah,
and-
features and songs to his
Yeah.
credit.
And then that day turned out crazy because he called what you call him
Life.
down there?
Yeah,
Crime
Life
Crime
down there.
came down there.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
times, man. Good Trife's good peoples, man.
Yeah.
Good people.
Yes, he is.
That was good. That was our first
We
interview.
got him smashed. That Black Henny kicked
Yes,
in.
yes, it did kick
He
it
couldn't
after a
fuck with
while,
me.
man. And then the Benny, man, the Benny interviewing trip. That's one of legend.
That was crazy.
That was
Top 5.
That was one of legend right there, man. We went way up to Connecticut from Delaware. This is the first time I've ever been to Connecticut in my life.
Man, me and you both.
We actually ended up
That was a hell of
going
a road
to
trip.
Massachusetts at some point during this trip. We went to
a wild goose
Massachusetts.
chase.
We went to a smoke party in Massachusetts. We went to Connecticut, to Massachusetts, back to Connecticut again. It looked like we wasn't going to get the interview. We ended up getting the interview. We're backstage, West Side Gun, Conway, Benny, smoke everywhere.
Yeah, that shit was
Smoke
crazy.
Dizzle
Smoke
was there.
Dizzle was back there. It was crazy, man.
It was crazy.
But the crazy part is, like, we seen the vision, like, before Benny is now. Like, we knew this dude was dope.
Benny was not the Benny that he is now. He was getting his name out there.
Absolutely.
But at this point, he's saying like, "Yo, I'm gonna be releasing an album called The Plugs I Met."
Yep.
The first
he,
one.
He gave it to us first.
Yeah, he gave us the whole spiel,
gave us
and
the
he
name
did
of the
everything
plug.
he said he was going to do. He even said at some point he was going to release Tana Talk 4, and he just did.
Yeah, he just
so like because Tana Talk 3 was out at that time, so he did everything he said he was going to do. He built his BSF empire. That was a crazy interview, man. And and every time he see us, man, he appreciates like, yo, man, y'all rolled up from Delaware?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He was like, I had to do this joint. Like, he was like, we had to make it. Like,
He said, if we
had to
don't
make
do it
happen.
backstage, y'all drove up here from Delaware, I'll get a room just to
Yeah.
do it. That's what he told me personally, because we had to go to this smoked out event that had nothing
They ain't had no
regular,
beverages, man.
nothing regular, but stuff that had weed in there. It was like you was catching contact. Everybody left.
The fruit and juice man would have killed them in there.
Yes, he would have. I just wanted a regular bottled water. It was
Yeah,
nothing.
it was
Everything
nothing.
had weed in there. It was crazy, man. Arsonist, we went to Arsonist Studio in Manhattan, which was crazy. This is before he was like building it up.
Heatmakers.
Rest in peace to Fred the Godson. This is when he was still alive. He was working with them heavy, him and Joel Ortiz
drove up
heavy.
there in the snow, right?
Manhattan. It was a snowy day that
that's
day.
what it
That
was.
was a snowstorm. That was a snowstorm. So that was a dope experience. The Tank at the Queen.
Yeah.
We only interviewed her for a short period of time, but that was an interesting experience. But she
Spado.
liked us when we got her in there. What'd you say?
Spado.
Spado.
Yeah,
Spado,
that
good
joint,
Pete.
man.
And interesting thing about Spado is that I was trying to go out Philly to connect with Spado the whole time, and Spado was right here, right under
under our
me.
nose.
Yeah, Taz ran into him. Like he was right here the whole time. It's crazy,
crazy.
man.
Yeah, it was that Z basketball joint. He had a camp and brought his son there.
Damn.
Black Friday camp and ran into him.
And Taz called me. I'm like, wow, this must be meant to be. Because like,
Yeah, hollered at him right then and there, Tess.
Yeah, because I knew who he was just from being listening to the figures back in the day, and then I seen him and I like the crazy part. We talking about this shit, and we trying to get up Philly to do it. This nigga's right here.
it's
Like,
right
this is
here,
weird.
like right here. I'm like, this
Like,
must be
what
meant
are you
to
doing
be.
out here now? I'm around here. I'm like, oh shit. Well, this gonna happen. I mean, this gonna happen.
It was right there. I was like, oh, it's meant to be,
It
man.
might happen like a week later, maybe.
Yup.
Yeah. I remember you sending a text like, yo, Spado's sitting right here at the joint.
Yeah.
crazy.
What?
Our 100th episode live, that was dope too,
Yeah.
man. That was a lot. That was our only live, but we gotta do that again. Well, no, that's our second live episode. But we did the one that recently at what's the
Raising
school?
Kings?
Raising Kings at I can't think
Warner?
of school right now.
No, PS.
No, not PS.
Mount Pleasant? What was
What's it? I can't think of the school. The high school. I don't know why I can't think of it.
Was it Howard, right?
No. It's on Kirkwood High, off of Kirkwood
Oh, McKean.
High. McKean, yeah,
McKean.
McKean High
Yeah,
School. Yeah. That was the second.
No disrespect, McKean. You
Yeah,
just couldn't get it
McKean
right.
High School. But the first one, the
McKean.
100th episode live, a lot of our friends and family came out.
That was
was
dope.
dope.
That was dope.
That was dope love, man.
A lot was put into that, and for those that came out, man, we appreciate you.
That was
No.
dope.
You know what's dope too? Touré.
Torrey
came
was
on.
dope.
That was dope.
Torre gave us a dope interview.
That
man.
was at
Road
Puzzles.
trips is-
Puzzles.
That was
Crazy.
at Puzzles
Yeah.
Restaurant. That was at Puzzles Restaurant. We was in Brooklyn that day, and that was dope, man.
Torrey was on time too.
He was on time. He
On
not only
time,
on
man.
time, he was focused. He's like, yo, let me drink my coffee. I want to give a great interview. Like, he really wanted to give a great interview. I respected that. And we sat down with him
That
for
was
a
a
minute.
dope interview, man.
And we
Really
also
was.
met the brothers that do the movie. They
Yeah,
good
the
peoples
movies,
too,
yeah,
man.
man.
You talking
They-
about? You talking about the other dudes?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Mister.
No, he was there too.
Yeah, he was there too.
He was
He
there
was
there.
too.
He was there with them.
all of them. Yeah, that was.
He was there with the strength for them.
Yeah, because he was.
Yo, they doing
he
big
was in the
things now,
project. No,
too.
they're doing that
Yeah.
thing, man. Shout out to them. Both of them, man. They definitely they put out a lot of projects since then.
One
And
named Tang. What's the other dude? Tang's
Tangson,
son.
yeah.
It's,
on
it
the
started with a
gram.
W. It started with a W. It's like why?
Wale.
It ain't Wale like the rapper.
Wale.
but it's
What I want to say.
It's Wale, I think. I think it's just
Wale,
Wale,
yeah.
man. Shout out to them, man. They good peoples,
Yeah.
man. And then, man, I got a lot of good feedback about her. And a lot of people said, yo, man, y'all did podcasts out of the country? Yes, we did, man. We did one in Mexico for Jay-Z 50th birthday, which a lot of people like. And then we did the one at Boys in the Hood 30th anniversary in Colombia, man. They like,
Mexico.
yo. Huh? Oh, it was Mexico. I said what I said.
Jamaica.
Jamaica, yeah.
Oh, it was Jamaica. My fault. Yep. 50th birthday was in Jamaica, and the Boys in the Hood 30th anniversary was in Colombia. Like, yo, man, y'all was at, even Dutch was telling me, like, yo, man, I like that look when y'all was in Jamaica, man. That was a good look. You know, so
Yeah.
that was dope. What about just favorite overall guests? Because at some point we had to cross over into like the COVID lane, so we started doing video interviews also. But like, who was some of the guests that you like?
I like Shabazz OG. I thought he had a real dope conversation.
He was
He
dope.
said something about doing a podcast. Now he has a podcast with Rap Snacks. Somebody that was saying, watching us do it and him coming on the show, familiar with us. You know what I'm saying? A little familiar.
Yeah, Shabazz was dope, man. Shabazz was dope.
That was a good conversation.
And he actually was like, "I'm here for as long as y'all need me." So I like that, man.
Yeah.
That was dope.
And we had technical difficulties with him.
And he came right back. Came
You know
right
what I'm
back.
saying?
That was dope.
Yeah, so that was a nice one.
I think Touré, like you said,
Yeah,
Touré was dope.
dope.
That wasn't COVID during COVID with the video.
No, I'm just saying in general.
Oh,
In
okay.
general, yeah. But that Shabazz OG. I like Heather Victoria during that COVID though.
Yeah,
She was
I missed that. but-
and 38 Special was real dope.
yeah,
38
special jump was dope.
He good peoples, man.
2-player. They were dope.
2-player
They were
during the
dope.
COVID. That was dope too. And outside of the COVID, we had Bank on twice actually. We had him on. We went in person. Then we had him on video also.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Can't forget about Mickey Fax. That was dope.
Mickey Fax twice.
Yeah.
Mickey Fax twice. And Mickey Fax actually got bigger after
Yeah.
the second time. Like I ain't gonna say he got bigger because he was already known, but his stock raised
Yeah.
again. I would say. Like
Yeah, and he still came back
He got
on.
a second win,
Yeah.
and he still. Of course, the Benny one was dope. Benny was dope live. That's all.
Let's talk. What about the young boys?
Dapper.
The two brothers.
Oh, talking about the dude,
The hoodies.
brother, yeah, hoodies. Yeah.
Oh, the hoodies.
Yeah,
Shout out to
that
the
was
hoodies,
dope.
man. They
They
good
gave
people.
us some bars
They
and all
good
that.
peoples. Yeah, they good peoples, man.
Shay
Shout out-
Noir. She came on. That was dope.
Who? Shay Lenore. Shay, yeah.
Shay Noor.
Jojo Capone.
Jojo Capone.
Yeah.
Jojo Capone. Yeah, there's a lot of good people, man. Forgive me if we forget it. There's a lot of people, a lot of episodes, man. What about favorite? We do a lot of topic episodes that we get a lot, good feedback from. What's some of your favorite topic episodes over the years? You
I think one of mine was Rap City. Like
Rap
the
City
basement.
joint.
Everybody grew up.
I'm gonna say all the 25s of the major albums. I enjoyed all them.
Yeah, we did some dope ones. Illmatic, Ready to
Yeah,
Die.
Ready to Die.
A lot of dope ones. We just did the run recently with Life After Death. I thought that was real dope. A lot of the 25. Machiavelli 25. We had we had Lenny and Son of the 215. That was real good vibes right there.
The Kobe joint was one of my favorites.
Kobe joint.
that
Kobe.
was crazy.
Kobe joint. That was like
That was a good one. And
it was good and
sad.
sad at the
Bittersweet,
same
yeah.
time.
Nipsey.
Nipsey,
Nipsey one too. It was one of them good but sad ones, man. You
Yeah.
sad you had to do.
That went on Prodigy.
Prodigy.
Yeah, Prodigy.
Prodigy. And I remember we
Man,
winged
man.
that one because it happened like right when we was about to record. We just ended up winging that. That was in my basement.
The Rough Riders joint.
Rough Riders.
Yeah,
I
because
like
that
the
came right
DMX.
after the documentary.
Yeah.
Then we did
that was
DMX
dope.
before he passed.
We did DMX.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did
That was-
DMX.
We did DMX before he passed, and then he ended up
Then
passing.
after it, then we did one for after he passed. We did one on mixtapes that I thought was real dope.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We did
Yeah.
that at what barbershop? I think that might have been Sweet 410. We did
Yeah.
that one at. But that mixtape.
I thought the
one was real-
mixtapes was at Dare to Have Hair.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. It was at
Yup.
It was at Dare to Have Harris. Yup. You're right. That was a dope episode. One of them we just did recently was the art of storytelling. Man, I really enjoyed that.
That was dope,
I thought
too.
that was real dope and creative. And we did a classic albums one. This one was in 1990 with T. Warren. Easy was there. That was real. It was long as hell. It was long as hell.
At
We
BVD
did-
Barbershop, right?
No, we were here. We did one. That was another way back in the
Wait,
day.
all right, okay, yeah.
But the one we did, it was for 1990, classic album 1990. We was here for a long time, but it was
that
good
joint
vibes.
that joint was crazy.
We had a lot of fun, man.
We had some good ones at Homegirl, the art joint.
Oh,
Yeah.
Soul Firm,
Yeah, the
Soul
Taki
Firm.
joint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to Nataki. Yeah, we had.
We
some-
had,
we did a
Homegirl.
we
We
did
did
a
it-
Rockefeller one there that was dope.
Yeah, and we did it in person interview there. Homegirl from Philly. What's her name?
Miss Links.
Miss Links, yup.
Yeah,
She
we
came
did,
through
we did
there.
a couple interviews there. We did a couple
Yeah.
interviews, and I mean, we did a Rockefeller Records episode there
Yeah.
too, which was dope.
I think we did an Illmatic one there too.
We did an Illmatic one, and then the
It
recording
didn't
messed
save,
up, and we
yeah.
had to record it a second time. That's stuff that happens too. We had a
Yeah.
couple episodes where we lost
was going
it.
good,
We
too.
lost.
Yeah.
We lost it. We had to record it over. Illmatic
That
was one of
crazy.
them.
Yeah.
We did a whole Illmatic one. I was feeling good about it, and then the audio wasn't right, so we had to record the whole. We actually recorded that. I think that was in Ted's basement. Actually, we recorded
Yeah.
the second one.
We did a couple good episodes down there.
Yeah, we did. We did. We had.
Damn.
We did the.
We did the
What
what was
Marvel episode was that? It was something about
And
one
when
of,
Deron was there.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
one of the. I don't know if it was Black Panther or just the.
I think
Nah,
Black
nah,
Avengers
it was
one.
the Avengers.
Yeah,
one.
Avengers.
Avengers
yeah.
one. Yeah, yeah, man.
We had a Father's Day episode. We're talking about fathers. That
we
was
did.
good.
Yeah, but yeah, and we also did a Mary J one. Nataki was there. Malika. It was three.
That was at what's it called too? That have here.
Yeah, it was. Who was it? Malika, Nataki, and
Tyra.
Tyra, yeah.
That was
Oh,
at
yeah,
the-
that was good vibes. That was good
Shit,
vibes.
then we had the one with the females there
the
rapping.
rapping. Yeah, with potty mouth.
Yeah, my girl. That's my baby.
Does she
Where
still
she
rap?
at? I ain't seen
Yeah,
her in a
mother,
minute.
she still
She had a
rap.
baby. She had
Oh,
a
she
baby.
did? Okay.
Yeah. She had a baby by Talk Heavy on the luck. Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
kind of fell back. Yeah.
Okay. Talk heavy. He ain't on the gram no more or nothing, is he?
Nah, I ran into him at an event I was
Okay.
DJing. Man, he said he was about to get back active again.
Then we had Witch call him. What's her name? The other girl. She was there.
You talking about you talking about the one with the
The Pearsons.
yeah.
Yeah, Alicia Goku. We had her on there. That was a dope one too.
Yeah, she was dope. Yeah, she was dope, man. So
That's when Mila was on it, right?
Yeah, Mila.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's who it was.
She can
Yeah.
rap, yo.
It was Mila,
It was
potty
rap.
mouth, my homegirl, potty mouth.
that girl potty mouth.
Not saying it like that, like your mouth stinking nothing. She just talked that talk.
Yeah, she talked filthy.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Young Miami
I don't
came
remember
right
her-
after her
I don't remember her
and
name, though.
perfected the craft.
Huh?
What was her name?
I know her name. I can't think of
This
it.
was before This was before City Girls. I know that.
Yeah, she was.
And they came with the same dialogue.
You right about that. So how's the podcast game overall changed over the years since we started doing it?
A lot more.
Big
of 'em.
known names had got involved now.
Yeah, they flooding the
Yeah.
market, man.
And it's clear.
Yeah. The second year, we started in 2017, and I remember in 2018, everybody wanted to start a podcast. It was like that was like the new wave. Everybody started a podcast, and then most of them didn't continue.
Then they
after,
realized, yo, this
that
shit
year.
work.
I'm talking about locally and big names. Like
Yeah.
think of all the people. Like I remember Styles P had a podcast, Fat Joe had a podcast. Everybody did a podcast. Stopped. You know, he had only a couple of them stayed. But that was like the new wave to follow, the new trend, and a lot of people figured like this is work. And I think I heard a couple people say. I think even T.I. was like, man, I ain't love it, man. So I couldn't continue to do it because I didn't love it.
He started telling jokes.
Yeah, now he a comedian, so he
Now
just looking.
that's a joke.
He's looking for stuff to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't the thing to do, and now it became the trendy thing, and a lot of famous people have podcasts, and only the ones that really took it serious is the ones that are still here. Like a lot of it was a trendy thing, I would say, for a minute. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you gotta love it. If you don't love it,
Yeah.
then you're not going to continue to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I have a list, man. Over the years, over our 250th episodes, what do y'all remember about some of these episodes? These are the most downloaded and listened episodes per the numbers. This is the top 10. Number one, which is still surprising to me. This episode came out on June 12th, 2018. It was Funkmaster Flex Freestyles. This
forgot about
album
that
has, this episode has a lot of a lot, and it's really surprising to me. I don't even know how, because it didn't even start off like that. It just like grew and grew and grew, and I still would like to see some statistics of like why did people go to this episode like that. I'm not sure, but it's by far. Like it has a lot of listens and downloads. Number two is Young Money Yawn. I'm not surprised by that because this came out on May 14th, 2019, And he was a great conversation, a lot of jewels, a lot of game. People love that. Episode number 3 is Trap Music. It came out on December 28th, 2018. You notice a lot of the trend is a lot of 2018 stuff in here. But that came out and we talked about all trap music. We talked about the history. I think we had Archie there at that episode. Hook was there for that episode. So people love that episode.
They're preaching that future stuff.
Yo, definitely preaching that future stuff. He still is to this day.
This the sound.
Number 4, Carry My Own Weight. That came out on August 3rd, 2018. We was in the Carry My Own Weight store. You know, shout out to Gash. The whole team. We was Nudie, yeah, we was there in the whole store, and that was a dope experience, man. And he continued to grow and doing this thing since then. Mm-hmm. Number 5, Death Row Records came out on August 11th, 2018.
That was a good, you know, like non-guest solo topic joint.
And this is one of the few episodes I remember that we actually did add-ons to it. We recorded the episode, and then we went over to Taz's house in his basement, and we added on parts to the episode before it came out, though. It was me, Taz, and somebody else. I don't know if it was Freaks or Pito or somebody, and we added on like extra parts. We just holding the mic real quick, and we added it on. But you can't tell if you listen to it.
Yeah.
But we added.
Yeah, that was me, you, Taz.
It was only, I think it was 3 of us. Yeah, we added on parts to the Death Row episode. Episode number 6, most downloaded is Trap Stock with Patience. July 24th, 2018. It was right before her Trap Stock event, and you know, she was talking about leading up to it.
That was Sweet 410 too.
Yeah, that was a Sweet 410. So, and that was right before her event. So shout out to Patience doing her thing. Episode number 7 is Benny the Butcher. March 21st, 2019. You know, and
crazy.
And we put a lot of people on Benny. You talking about Young Money on? We put a lot of people on.
I ain't even want to mention Benny, man, because a lot of people wasn't on.
Didn't know nothing about Benny. A lot of people will acknowledge, like, yo, I learned about Benny.
Was it me, you, and Taz that went to that concert? I think it was me, you, and Taz, right?
We went to several
Benny
concerts.
They was there with the Locks in Baltimore, right?
In Baltimore,
yeah.
Yeah, it was us.
And this is when nobody knew who Benny was. Benny came out first with his apron on with the Locks concert, and you could tell he was nice, but nobody.
Was that Locks?
Yeah, it was Locks. It was the Locks tour, the Key of Life tour. It was called. The Locks was the headliners, and Griselda. Sure. This is when Westside Gun got mad.
That day, I know what happened. Like some shit happened that day. I'll never forget it. It was the Locks.
Oh yeah.
Westside Gun got mad at that. Was this the one I got pulled over coming back from? I think I might have got one of these concerts. I got pulled over by the police coming back, and they made me take a test and all that. I think it was that. And Conway released his mixtape the very next day. The joint, what was the name of that? Something on Steroids. That mixtape was hard. He released it the very next day. This is when Conway was the guy. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew Westside Gun was getting mad at the crowd because they weren't giving him no love. Benny was just a new guy. He came out first. Conway was that dude at this point. Number 8 is Mixtapes. That came out on October 17th, 2019. Mixtape episode. That was dope. We had all these mixtapes on the table. Yeah. Talking about the history of mixtapes, talking about the DJs, all of that. That was dope. Number 9 is No Limit Records. Remember that?
Oh man, you had to talk about your boy Silk the Shocker.
Yo, that's your boy. I had Silk bars that day.
Yeah.
August 24th.
Got all his albums.
I don't got all his albums. I did have some No Limit albums on the table though.
Yeah, all Silk shit.
August 24th, 2020. That episode came out, and number 10 was Just Like Daddy. Sean mentioned that. That was our Father's Day episode. June 15th, 2018. So that was a dope experience. Our top videos. Now, we're just still getting to the videos and we're still growing with the videos. But our top 5 in videos of most viewed videos, our number 1 was actually the Magic album review for Nas. People really tuned in to see our opinions about Nas' new album, Magic, man.
Great album,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
I mean, big numbers. Number 2 was Son of the 215, and this was his video interview. He had a loyal following, and they really supported that video. That was episode 208, Son of the 215. We interviewed him for the first time by video. Number 3 was episode. This is during COVID. Episode 174, Me Against the World. This was during COVID time. This is another big. I'm not surprised the Tupac video is at the top of anything. Everything associated with Tupac, people normally support. Number 4 was episode 172, Dutch. This is actually the first video we recorded entirely. Like we recorded entirely,
That was at,
And you
that
could tell
was at
too.
Wilmington.
You could tell on YouTube.
it was when it was the Win Factory. It was the Win Factory in Wilmington. Shout out to Nudie and Malcolm for lining that up.
Yeah.
And
Dutch came down.
and this is right before COVID. This is like a couple weeks before COVID hit and shut everything down. He came down to Wilmington. We had sliders. He was loving these sliders, man. I had sliders for yeah, Dutch. And then we had Dutch on about 3 more times since then, but that was the first interview with Dutch. And number 5 is episode 229, Tink at the Queen, man. Me and Tink at the Queen backstage at her concert.
Guys, I don't know where the dudes was in Delaware that night, but they was in the wrong spot.
All females in there. They had it.
Yes,
Tink
it
packed
was.
that. I didn't know.
I didn't know she
Had a following here like that. I knew she
Yeah.
was doing her thing, but I was surprised how she brought people out
word
to
for
here.
word. They was saying
They knew
I'm like,
every
wow.
word. Like, yeah, she has a following. Shout out to Tink and shout out to her team, man. They was all good peoples, man. All show love. So, what about outside of our podcast? What's some podcasts that you enjoy outside? It don't have to be necessarily our same field, but
And I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of them is I don't enjoy. It's just that the guests that they have. You feel what I'm saying?
right. I agree with you on that.
I just think that the guests that they have makes me want to tune in. You know what I'm saying? But mostly some of the usuals. I say I like Drink Champs every now and then. I mess with $1 million worth of game. You know what I'm saying? I like some of the people that they get. I like their show overall. I think they got nice chemistry going.
I like Club Shay Shay.
Yeah, I like Club Shay
Shannon
Shay.
Sharp.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp.
Matter of fact, I think he probably shot up to like one of my favorites.
He doing this
For
thing.
real, for real. No, like I really like his joint.
I don't really. I
much it.
really,
I don't really watch- I watch it for
personally
the-
don't watch a lot or listen to a lot of podcasts because I don't want to like bite. I just kind of like to have my own thing. But I do watch them sometimes, and or some that I just respect. A new one I like is I like the Earn Your Leisure podcast with the 2 brothers that do the financial stuff. They had
Oh,
had
yeah,
Steve
that's dope.
Harvey on there recently. They getting everybody now, and they stepping their game up. They really leveling up. Like you said, $1 million worth of game. I'm happy for Gilly and Wallow.
Wallow, yeah,
They kind of came, even though Gilly was in the industry, they still kind of had to build up and come from the
Yeah,
dirt.
yeah.
And they're funny to me. So I like what they're doing. Of course, Drink Champs does their thing. He got a lot of big name guests, which, you
I
got
like
to
Up
tune
in
in.
Smoke too.
You talking about Steven Jackson
Yeah,
joint?
I
I
like
like that a
that
lot
show.
with Matt Barnes.
That's not Steve.
All the smoke.
All
I
the
think.
Smoke.
All the
Yeah.
smoke.
All the Smoke, my
podcast.
bad.
And I like Knucklehead podcast too with what's their
Q
name?
Richardson and
Quentin
Darius
Richardson
Miles.
and
That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, that's a dope podcast.
I Am Athlete's not bad, but I don't watch it that much.
Yeah.
That's
What was
the
that?
one- I Am Athlete with Ocho
Oh,
Cinco.
yeah. A lot of people like that. I haven't really locked into that like that, but a lot of people have said good things about that though. What about favorite concerts over the years? Concert crew?
I like the Daytona joint with Pusha. That was cool.
We had some great visuals for that too, Sean.
That was dope.
Yeah, that was. I like the Wu-Tang show we went to.
Oh, the 30th anniversary in
Yeah.
DC.
I was upset about
That was
At the
crazy.
Anthem, that was dope.
That was crazy.
Have we seen the Locks, EPMD, and Styles?
Yo,
Or-
Styles.
was
Yeah,
it?
we
no,
did
no,
see
Styles
Styles
P.
EPMD.
Styles EP.
Yo, Styles P
P killed
was
that joint.
in a zone
Yeah.
that day.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
we seen Styles P several
TLA.
times. Yeah, that was at TLA. We seen Styles P several times, but that day he had the crowd.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the headliner. EPMD was the headliner, but he had that crowd on lock. That place was
Word.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
That place was crazy. That was a dope show for sure. Man, I'm kind of drawing a blank. That Locks one, we went to see AZ, I think, in MOP.
Yeah, that
in
was dope.
Baltimore. That was
Yeah.
dope. MOP killed that show, man.
Yes,
they
did.
killed that
did.
show.
And they made me
State
go
Property
all the way
joint.
back and start bumping them.
Yeah, State Property.
State Property was
Yeah.
dope. That was at the Fillmore.
Yeah.
The Fillmore.
I want to see Fab there too, the Summertime Shootout joint.
I seen Fab and Jadakiss there at the Fillmore, which was a dope when they had their little thing out.
Man, shit. Of course, Benny. We came through the kitchen. we came
We've
through
been
the
to
back
like
of the
3 or
kitchen.
4 Benny concerts.
But that Benny joint, we came right through the back. It was like right there backstage.
Shout
was
out
that,
to
that was at Voltage.
That was at the Voltage
The
line.
Voltage, yeah. We
What's
did.
the
We
joint
did come
there
through
on,
the kitchen like the mob or something.
We came right through the back on that.
Join the
Man.
TLA.
Which one?
Yeah, we went.
Yeah,
went-
we
Benny
were
and
backstage.
TLA.
Yeah.
Benny,
TLA
one was
too.
at TLA, and then we went to one at the Voltage Lounge too.
Yeah.
We was backstage. I remember I met, rest in peace, I met Fred the Godson, and I met you was with me, Freaks, for
Yeah,
sure.
it was me,
I met
you,
Fred,
and,
Fred the Godson and 38 Special for the first time.
What was it?
there.
Me, you, and 400?
Your cousin, right? Your cousin went.
No,
No, it was me, you, and Black.
but me, you, and Black was at.
And 400.
We was at Voltage. Yeah, we was at Voltage because that's when you were
Yeah.
talking to Conway on stage, and then when we left, Conway was just.
I was right there beside because I kept backing up. You know, I'm looking for somewhere to smoke. And the whole time I'm backing against the wall, Conway is already back there lighting up behind me. So he was like, oh. So I was like, oh, shit.
And
So
Conway
I came
just
up.
at
And then
the
I looked,
end-
it was him. I was like, yo,
And
what's
when-
happening?
And when we was leaving,
We
he
had
was just
just
in the
seen
parking
him.
lot, just talking to these white dudes, just by himself. These white fans, just in the parking lot by
Yeah.
himself. Like good peoples, man. That was dope.
And that was right after, I want to say it wasn't too long. That was not too long after we seen Benny. We went up and recorded Benny in Buffalo. Because I said something to Conway, but I was like, yo, I mean,
Man,
not in
I was about to
Buffalo,
say,
I mean,
damn.
Connecticut. In Connecticut. No, and then I said something to Conway. I was like, yo, concert crew, you know, we was just up there. He's like, oh, yeah. We was at Yale or something. We was at the college.
Yeah, we definitely passed Yale,
Yeah.
which was crazy. So, what have you learned about the music industry, or music industry over these 250 episodes? Kind of getting a little behind the scenes of some of the stuff.
Motherfuckers will spin you.
Definitely.
That's what the game
Yeah.
Bang! Motherfuckers will spin you.
They will give you the runaround.
Yo, if we could do a show on the interviews that we were supposed to do and didn't do that, and that definitely
It's
say,
C, the young gunner. They call me the boy wonder.
Yeah.
It's major.
yo, it's a lot
That
of.
was a runaround.
That was messy, though.
It's
That
been-
was one of the messiest.
It's been several days where we set up the record. And everything was a go until it was time to record.
No call, no show.
And then like no call, no show. All of a sudden they not answering the phone.
Numbers changed.
Like all of a sudden you can't find
I
nobody.
got locked up the night
I
before.
got locked. People like, yo, what happened to him?
See, I remember we had a ghost mission on our way to New York,
Oh,
and we
terrible.
turned that into a
Midway.
situation.
Terrible. Yeah, we ended up doing like
Like,
we went
yeah.
we did the Run DMC, we did the Nas picture that day. Yeah,
we made the best of it.
all the way up to New York, man. I had the Henny for the person and all that they suggested. All of a sudden we get to New York, they just don't answer the phone at all.
Phone
man.
going straight to voicemail.
Never called back neither. Just like disrespectful.
To this day.
To this day. I don't know what happened. I'll try and give the brother the benefit of the doubt. Thought he got locked up. I don't know what happened to him, man.
Somebody-
I know he was on Drink Champs though, but that's another story though, man.
Yes, he was.
Damn.
Oh man. But I also learned that
Actually happened twice. Going up to New York, somebody flaked on us.
I think it did.
Yeah, man, but he actually made it up though. The other
Yeah.
guy, Ren Thomas. Remember, he was going up there and he was like, I can't do it.
Oh, we went to his studio.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did. We
yeah,
went
so-
there going to
Ren-
his studio
yeah,
in Jersey.
Yeah, and the second time he brought us to his studio, he had a dope studio.
Yeah,
too.
he did have a nice little studio.
He started a podcast.
He
Oh,
did.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes did podcasts or started
Good
saying they
people.
would start one.
And also, man, everything that glitters ain't gold, man. Like a
about
lot of people that you think is like getting it, a lot of people that we grew up on, kind of our air,
Mm-hmm.
that like, yo, yeah, man, I got you, man. People don't got rides. Like it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's C, the young gunner. They call me the boy
It's a
wonder.
lot of smoke and mirrors.
It's a lot of like people you think is getting it, but then when you really get behind the scenes and see what's going on, it really ain't like that. There's those people that are not supposed to be getting it, and they actually doing well for themselves independently. So it's man, some people work in regular jobs. Like it's some people that you just in your mind you think they good, and it's not like that. That's something that I learned. So the music industry is all about what you think.
I hope it's better now for them people.
Absolutely.
I think
man.
especially with
You know what I'm
COVID,
saying?
like the
Never-
shows wasn't happening.
Oh yeah, when
at
those
all.
shows dried up during COVID, you really got to see who was
Yeah.
really talking that money, who was really getting it, and who wasn't.
Shit.
Because it was
And you ain't had to wait for that because shit, they was on the scam packages as well. Some of these guys supposed to be big. They was on the scam packages.
facts.
Their names was in the books.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Getting donated.
Facts, man. Shout out to all the people who supported us, who came on as special guests for different topics. Who just support us in general, man. Shout out to E, shout out to Black, shout out to Hook. You know what I'm saying? They still are peoples. They was on the podcast. Shout out to T. Warren, aka the Rapologist. He always shows up, man, and brings what he brings to the table, man. You can't.
That's a funny dude.
The Rapologist, man.
I missed the old trap though.
Oh man, drunk trap and regular trap. Trap used to be at every episode in the beginning, man, in the barbershop, man. That's our guy though.
Shout out to Jeremiah too.
Shout out to Jeremiah, man. Always supports, always does the dope graphic art for us. Shout out to Lenny, man. That's my young boy right there, man. Lenny is, man, he's heavy with the information and the music. To be so young, he's definitely impressive, man.
Yeah.
Go support his books and everything he's doing, man. Lenny's for real, man. Shout out to Archie, always bringing up controversy, man.
Under the post everywhere.
Shout out to Coach Z. He was here for I think an NBA episode in the what was the Michael Jordan documentary name?
The Last Dance.
The Last Dance episode. Shout out to Coach Z. Shout out to Phil. He just was here for the Life After Death episode. Shout out to Nudie, Malcolm, AC. They was either here or helped put together a lot of stuff.
A pandemic
just was
episode.
here, man.
What is that?
Dream, that pandemic episode.
Yeah.
The March Madness episode. Coach Reem.
Coach Reem, yup.
And what's my man name?
Javion.
Javion, the player. Yeah, that was dope.
Congrats
man.
to Reem too at Kansas State now.
Yeah,
That's
congratulations. Congratulations to Coach Reem, Kansas State assistant coach, man. That's dope. That's real dope. Salute to him.
Chuck and Greg, Chandra,
All Hip Hop, Chuck Creekmer, Grouchy
My
Greg.
man that was just here with the episode with T. Warren.
Ali's boy.
Ali.
Mark. Mark, man. Shout out to my boy.
Shout out to Mark, yeah.
Shout out to my boy Mark Izzy, man. That's my man. Shout out to Tiff, man. She was here for I can't even think of that.
Come back outside, Tiff.
Tupac
Ladies
episode.
first. Ladies
Another
first.
Another
right?
episode. Shout out to Ali, Sweet 410, the whole family. Shout out to Nataki, Soul Firm. Shout out to Son of the 215.
Yeah.
He always shows love and
Kev.
support.
Kev.
Who?
Kev.
Hennessy Kev.
Oh, Hennessy
Hennessy
Kev,
Kev,
absolutely.
yeah.
Hennessy Kev, that's our guy. Always shows love,
plug.
always support. Definitely the plug, man. Shout out to my wife, Dare to Have Hair.
Rail.
Rail Jerv. Rail Jerv, another one of them plugs. Shout out to Tilsa, We Talking Magazine. She's one of our biggest supporters.
What's up with her, man? I haven't seen her in
She's
a
doing a
minute.
magazine thing now. You just don't see her. She just puts the
Okay.
magazine first all the time. But she definitely shows a lot of
Supports.
love. I know we probably missing some people, but
Yeah.
shout out. It's been a lot of people over 250 episodes that
Yeah.
helped us out, showed us love, gave us ideas, helped us with concepts, helped us get venues, all kind of stuff,
Backstage.
man. Shout out to all of them, man.
Yeah,
Yo,
it's a lot
so
of people, man.
so moving forward, who do y'all want to have on?
Oh,
That'd
that's
be like a dream.
That's
Like,
a
yo, that'd be
laundry
dope.
list of people, man.
Yeah.
I can't pinpoint just one person, but it's a lot of people. I got a personal list wrote down of people I'm gonna shoot my shot at. I ain't even going.
What's your top three?
I don't really have no top three, man. I just, you know what I learned about doing a podcast is that it's not always about the biggest name people. It's sometimes the people
That's
that ain't the
conversation.
biggest names,
Yeah.
they give the better interviews and the better conversations. And I learned that through this podcast. I'm not saying that big names can't always give dope interviews, but sometimes they may not.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes they may just give you one word answers and it's a boring interview. But it's somebody like Boogie or somebody like that maybe everybody don't know them, but they give you a dope hip hop conversation.
yeah,
Or
definitely.
Touré. And shout out to Touré because he done came up since we had him on a podcast.
Absolutely.
Through media, through his shows. He got a
The growth.
podcast
A lot of
now.
people grew, man.
Yeah,
He's
Benny,
Part of the
Touré.
Grammy
that we had on.
Yeah,
nomination
he
thing, does that now.
ghostwriting for
Yeah.
people. Like he came up. He got his own podcast now. Like
He heavy on Sirius.
heavy on Sirius. He did interviewed a lot of dope people. I'm talking about like LL Cool J, big names, like a bunch of
next
big names.
Rick Ross, right? He was doing Rick Ross interview.
Yep.
Yeah,
He interviewed a
he's
lot
doing
of
his
big
thing.
names, man. Yeah, Migos on there. Everybody big is coming.
But he can rap too, man. A lot of people
He
think
still
he's just
got
some
bars.
interviewer. He got,
But
he
he's
can
getting a heavy ghostwriting check right now. Shout out to him. A big bag ghostwriting check. I ain't mad at you. Keep writing. He's locked in
Who's that?
for
Right?
All right.
Torre is getting a big bag right now. I ain't gonna throw you out there because I want you to continue to get your bag, but he's getting a super big bag.
Shout out
right
to Swiss Beats, man. He came through the DM and put some fire up under us at one time.
Swiss still owe us one. I
Yeah.
ain't never publicly say that, but Swiss still owe us one.
Yeah, he still owes one.
Swiss was texting me or DMing me
DM.
from like overseas somewhere on vacation. I forget where he was at.
Yeah, yes, he did.
And the crazy thing about it is,
Consistent conversation.
and the crazy thing about it is, he was big then, and he got way bigger now.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
But he Swiss ended up talking to us. It was a controversial. We was doing a producer episode. And I think
Yeah.
Pito and Black at the time
Yeah.
said they ain't like his beats like that, and he somehow got wind of it and came through in the comments, and that started the whole thing. And we were supposed to go up to his studio, but his schedule. That's something I really wanted to do. And then I'm thinking like, damn, we could have did a video thing, but he actually didn't want to do a video thing. He wanted to
better.
do,
He wanted to do it in person.
He wanted to see Peter look at me in his eyes.
I make black beats.
And this is before the Zoom. This is before the Zoom and all that even became a thing. But I wanted to go meet him in person too. But then the schedule got busier. The DMs stopped getting answered.
Might got hit him
The
back.
DMs stopped getting answered. And
Call you out. We might got at you in this video, Swiss.
Absolutely. And
Put some
remember,
focus.
remember the other big one that reached out to us? That reached out to us. We ain't even reach out to them.
Your girl.
Who?
R&B singer. You don't remember?
Oh, Keisha Cole, right?
Keisha Cole.
Keisha Cole.
And
That was a spur of the moment thing too. She was like, "Y'all in Miami?" Word, shit, that was crazy. She came through the DM on her own. Like she came through the DM. What she came through? It was about something with her album, right? Tez had said something about her album review, and she came through the DM, man. And she was like really willing to like really try to get an interview with us, but it didn't work out. Might gotta go back at her too. Put some focus on her too.
Yeah, man, Keisha Cole, man, she was really feeling it. She's like, man, she's like, yo, I'm feeling you, brothers. If I come out there, you know what I'm saying. She was supposed to come out there, but her show, I think it was in either New York or something.
DC, I thought.
It got canceled, man. Oh man, she was really like feeling it. She's like, yo, man, I want to support y'all. Then she got a boyfriend. Then she had a baby, and then she stopped responding to that.
Yeah, she stopped responding to us and everything. You might gotta add her as well in this video as well. Put some focus on them.
Hey,
Let them know we
Keisha,
still want them interviews.
Keisha, we love you, man. We want you to come back through, man. We want you to come back through for sure. We gotta
Answer
make
this.
that happen.
Answer this at.
So you know what's dope too? We had Nipsey Hussle follow us.
Nipsey
when he was
Hussle
living.
actually followed us before he passed away. That was super dope. I think he was doing an album review or something.
Yeah.
And he was feeling us, and he started following us, man. That's dope. He's still on there as following us to this day, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. That was a big deal, man. Like
That was
respect. He just started following us. I'm like, wow, like that's dope. That's real dope. But shout out to all the local podcasts out there doing their thing. We got love for all of y'all. Big Six Podcast, Black World Podcast, Phil's Fire and Ice Podcast.
Fire and Ice.
Your man Mellow Kick Game. He also shows us a lot of love. There's a couple ladies, I can't think of their names. They got a couple podcasts. But shout out to everybody, man. It's all love, man. Shout out to my nephew Dwayne. You know what I'm saying? He started a podcast. He's asked me how to start one. He started his podcast. He up and running, doing his things. Shout out to him. A lot of people that ask how to start podcasts and all of that. And yeah, I'm open to give all the information, man. I respect it.
It's definitely room for everybody.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's definitely room for everybody in the game. Everybody got their different lanes, man. Just stick to it. Just stick to it.
250.
250.
250th episode. So where do y'all see the podcast going in the future, man? We got 250. What you call it, a quarter? What Pito say again?
Quarter.
Half or a quarter.
Halfway there or
Halfway
quarter,
there.
or a quarter.
250th. Wow, it's a big deal. So what? So what do you see podcast, man, future?
Man, bigger plateau, of course. You
Absolutely.
know, grinding still.
Still
here.
Bigger plateau.
Grinding.
More getting back to the guests. We kind of got away
kind
for
of
a
fell
little
back
bit.
from the guests.
But
a little
our
bit.
topic game has increased crazy. Like we sharp. But just meeting dope people again, getting back out to some concerts is back going on.
Yeah.
Getting back to some of these concerts, man. Just connecting with the people, man. Just connecting with the people. Man.
Outside back open, so it should get better. It is
What
it is.
concerts you looking forward to?
I like that Wu
Wu
and
and
Nas
Nas,
joint,
yeah, that joint
which
was
is
good.
crazy. Pusha T got a tour coming up for his album
I'm going to that.
that I heard about. Those are only two that I
And that
heard
Wu
about
joint.
right now.
Yeah,
The
we
Wu
gotta
and-
get on the Wu joints.
Wu and
ASAP.
Nas, and then the Pusha T. That's the only ones I heard about that I can think of.
I'm going to see my boy Breezy.
Breezy coming.
Brown?
Where he coming at?
I'm going to Virginia.
He gonna be.
okay.
Oh, Virginia gonna be.
Damn.
I mean,
crazy.
he gonna be in DC.
He gonna be everywhere.
Jersey,
Right?
But I
yeah.
know
That's
the
gonna be him
Virginia
and
one
Lil
is gonna
Baby,
be
right?
crazy.
Yeah, him and
Him
Lil
and
Him
Lil
and Lil
Baby.
Baby.
Yeah.
Oh, they gonna kill it with that. That's gonna.
Yeah, them tickets is high as driving.
No, they are.
Oh, you got yours already?
Them Wu Nas ones
believe
ain't
it.
cheap neither.
They probably like
Listen,
200.
But good seats. I ain't trying to be nosebleeding.
Yeah, we got to go ahead and cap that.
I ain't
I'm
trying
trying
to
to cap that ASAP.
I ain't trying to be nosebleeding it. But yo, Concert Crew Podcast, 250th episode.
250, dog.
Yo,
like
we
this is a big deal. I don't
Yo.
know why everybody's so nonchalant about
Yo,
this.
I went
My folks must be tired.
Also, man, shout out to your brother Blaine, man. He
Oh,
one of our,
yeah,
he one of our,
absolutely.
he one of our
Blaine.
biggest supporters.
Absolutely, man. That's my guy, man.
This dude
B.
calls
Henny.
me. This dude calls me. He texts me, DMs me about the episodes. How
He have a
excited
controversial good point though, and I think we might have to revisit that because it's times that we revisit shit. Like they need to start pulling up some of these stars that they giving out. We need to revisit some shit as well.
Hey,
Unfortunately.
we revisit a lot of the same discussions over and over the years.
Yeah.
So it's going to come back around again. But shout out to all the people that support, all the people that take the
Yes.
time to listen to our podcast, all the time and take all the people that take the time to watch our videos on YouTube. You know, we really appreciate y'all, man. We don't take that for granted at all, man. Like you taking your time out to listen to us, man.
And as much as we like it, or as much as the truth hurts, our biggest supporters are strangers, man.
Absolutely.
You
And
feel me?
Oh, that's another
Our
thing I
biggest
learned
supporters
about.
are
Another thing I
strangers.
learned about the podcast,
Podcast,
is
yeah.
that the people that's closer to you, like family and friends, they're not the ones that support. A lot of these
Nope.
relationships we built were outside of this state,
Yeah.
and they show some of the love,
Bigger
the
vision.
most love and loyalty, man.
Yeah.
So salute to everybody. Thank
Sad.
y'all.
It's a sad situation.
That
but
is,
what it is.
but it is what it is. That's
what
what
anything,
the
yo.
territory, man. But yo, we gonna keep. Yo, y'all want to keep hearing this? Y'all want to keep seeing this product? We gonna keep giving it to the people, man. We are not going nowhere. We thank y'all, man. 250 episodes,
250.
and going and counting, because we not stopping, man.
Got to do some artwork on that. 250.
We'll see y'all at 500, man. Anything else y'all want to say to the people? 250.
Man, we here. Just keep it moving.
Yeah, I agree, Sean. Let's get it cracking.
Peter, do you have any thoughts? I know you've been really talking today. So for the 250, if you got anything to say.
Peter waiting for the fader.
Fade me out.
You waiting for the 250.
Feed me up, Scotty.
Fader. His voice is worn out, man. He gave a lot of energy today, man. But yo,
It's Peter. He don't talk much.
But yo, man, we Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go follow us at Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go download, subscribe. We on all digital platforms, man. Hit that subscribe button. Go to our YouTube page. Hit that subscribe button, man. Check out those videos, man. We here,
We ain't
and
going
we ain't
nowhere.
going nowhere. 250 episodes, 250th, man. Thank you, man. Thank y'all, man. We appreciate y'all, man. We here, and we ain't going nowhere. Yo, Pito, hit us with the fader. We out.
Yeah.